In this final video, I'm going to go over the Boston Housing Analysis dashboard that is created by all of the flows that we looked at and all of the data sets that were generated. So at the top here, we have a nice flow map that shows the different steps in the process, the different flows that we created, and what the different elements of the dashboard represent. So we have our data collection where we had our original data. We stitched that data, then we can analyze that data to see if there's any patterns we can find. Then we ultimately used a random forest decision trees model to predict on that price. And we can take a look at how our prediction did based on our features. And then ultimately we used our trained model then to recommend prices for unpriced houses. So if we quickly inspect our raw data here, this is what we started out with. We started out with some features and some prices as two separate data sets. Now we know that we need to stitch this data. So if we go over to stitch data, this is what happened once we ran that first flow, and we got our price here and all of our features, and the price is color coded based on red being a high price, yellow being somewhere in the middle, and green being a low price. Then we can take a look at the description of our stitch data. This tells us a little bit more about, we see there's 506 rows and there's no missing data points. We can look at the mean, the standard deviation, some of the percentiles, and that gives us a better understanding of the data that we're working with. And then we can look at MEDV versus age and just see how the ages differ from the different data points that we have. And as you can see, we have a wide spread here, wide spread of ages. And as we can see, it doesn't look like we see a pattern necessarily, super easy one. So that sort of maybe lends itself to the fact that we need a complicated model. So after price predictions, we have now run our model, and as we can see, dark blue is the actual prices, light blue is our predicted prices. This is prediction by the LSTAT feature, and once again, as you can see, there's not too much of a pattern going on here. And similarly, if we look at the prediction by rooms, also not a huge pattern here, not the best correlation. So as you can see, it's not easy to predict the median value just based on any one of these features. And that's why we looked at all of them and we used a trained model. So finally over here, we have our price recommender. And the way that this works is we have some unpriced data here, and we have our three features. And then once we input some data here and we click recommend prices, then we will get an output data that has our predicted price here using our trained model. So let's do a quick demo of that. Let's say we have a new a new neighborhood, and let's say age is 70, LSTAT is 10, and rooms is 7. So what we need to do is over here to click Save Changes, and then we'll just click on Recommend Prices. So we should expect probably that the price will be a little bit higher than this 1850, just because neighborhood's a little bit younger, less proportion of lower status, and higher amount of average rooms. So now the only thing that we need to do to see that over here in our recommended prices is click on these three dots and click Force Refresh, and there we go. This is our prediction based on our trained model, which makes sense in the context of the situation that we get a higher price over here. So this is a really great useful tool for seeing unpriced houses. If you only know something about the features, you can get a recommended price of what that neighborhood, the median value is going to be. And you just simply add a row, click recommend prices once you've filled in the features, and then once that runs, you click this force refresh and you'll get that price. So this was an overview of the dashboard and ultimately ties together everything that we've done in all of the previous videos, starting from data collection and ending with a really nice price recommendation tool. So hope that this dashboard was insightful, and yeah, thank you.